Hi, so this is in answer to the second of the questions, I believe, or maybe I've gotten them in the wrong order. But the other question is, what do you love? Um, yeah, well, I mean, off the top of my head, um, I think it's important to point out that one practice that monks or Buddhists are very uh, set on is the practice of uh, unlimited loving kindness or love for all beings. So I practice that every day, and I think if I were to answer it in ordinary terms, I would say I really love people. I love beings. I really do. I really think it's through the meditation practice that's something I've come to really appreciate is um, people's essence or the essence of beings, even the smallest beings. I mean, I love animals. I love um, babies. I love old people. This this feeling of love is something that really comes from meditation, and I think other meditators would agree with me that this is something um, that we can all agree that is very lovable or is very wonderful or brings forth a great amount of love. In being more specific, I just wanted to show you a few things that I love here. So we're going to zoom in, let's see, and I'm going to, first of all, the first thing I love is my parents. This is my father. I asked him to send me a picture of himself. I realized I don't have any pictures of him, so he sent me this. It's a picture of my father with a guitar. This is my mother, another person I love. My parents have been really good to me. They are two people who I think, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here today. Of course, goes without saying, but no, really, just the great things that they've done for me, bringing me up, giving me all the things that I need. Sometimes when I wanted to do something, go on a trip or get involved in some organization, my parents were always there for me to support me both monetarily and emotionally. It was a little more difficult when I decided I wanted to become a Buddhist and a Buddhist monk. Once I decided that I wanted to shave my head and put on robes and walk around barefoot, it was a little more difficult for them to, let's say a lot more difficult for them to accept and be supportive of. But I think recently or in the past while, they've become much more supportive. And now I think I really have to thank them for just being so understanding and open-minded about this all. There's my father again. He's actually a lawyer. He's not a musician by trade, but well, no. And yeah, there's a close-up of my father. Okay, so there's two things that I love. A third thing is my teacher is something or someone that I really, really love. And I'm going to just show you some pictures here of him, but I'm going to also play an audio talk just so you can hear why my teacher is so lovable. You can hear how lovable he is. Let's see if it's going to start.
วันนี้เป็นวันที่หนึ่งในประเทศและทั่วโลกได้ถือว่าสากลนิยมว่าเป็นวันที่หนึ่งเมื่อคืนนี้หมู่นายกรัฐมนตรีคณะรัฐมนตรีได้มีการปฏิญาณกันว่าเราจะทั้งหลายจะทำดีตรงกับคำสอนของพระพุทธเจ้าว่าจิตที่ตั้งไว้ดีแล้วจะดีทุกอย่างเลยตลอดภพชาติถ้าจิตที่ตั้งไม่ดีจะไม่ดีทุกภพทุกชาติเพราะความประทุษร้ายแห่งจนก็ดี โจรนั้นมาประทุษร้ายของบุคคลใดบุคคลหนึ่งจะฉิบหายและตายในชาตินี้เท่านั้นแต่จิตที่ตั้งไว้ผิดนั้นมันจะประทุษร้ายทุกภพทุกชาติไปแต่ว่าคนที่ตายจนประทุษร้ายจนจะตายในชาตินี้เท่านั้นแต่ว่าจิตนั้นไม่ตายจิตที่ประทุษร้ายจิตไม่ตายมันจะต้องเกิดแล้วเกิดอีกทำกรรมแล้วทำกรรมอีกเพราะฉะนั้นตัวจิตนี้สำคัญเมื่อวันนี้เป็นวันที่หนึ่งซึ่งทุกคนนะจะต้องตั้งจิตไว้ให้ดีว่าเราจะต้องอยู่ในศีลและต้องอยู่ในธรรมเราพยายามที่จะอดทนพยายามที่มุ่งมั่นอุดมการณ์แห่งจิตแห่งพระพุทธเจ้าที่ตั้งบอกไว้ว่านิพพานคือความพ้นทุกข์เราจะถึงที่สุดแห่งทุกข์ต้องปฏิบัติในวิปัสสนาในแนวสติปัฏฐานทั้งสี่ตามที่พระองค์ได้ทรงได้ตรัสไว้และอังคสาวกทั้งหลายพระอรหันต์ทั้งหลายอริยเจ้าทั้งหลายเดินไปสู่จุดหมายคือความดับทุกข์ด้วยทางใดทางนั้นคือสติปัฏฐานทั้งสี่เพราะฉะนั้นขอให้เราทั้งหลายจงตั้งจิตไว้ให้ดีในวันนี้ตอนนี้ไปก็จะได้กราบสติปัฏฐานก่อนแล้วเดินอยู่ผมนั่งสมาธิต่อไป
Okay, so there's just a few of these many images, and that's just a talk he gave in Thai. That's a really good talk, but I don't suppose any of that was, for most people, that was not understandable. He's talking about doing good deeds. I just want you to hear his voice because he has a very soft, very distinguished voice. And he was talking about the New Year's resolution of the Thai government many years ago to do, for the whole country to set themselves in good deeds. And he said that's in line with the Buddha's teaching that says that we should set our minds, it is the minds which is most important, and we should set our minds on doing good deeds. That if someone does a bad deed, it hurts them, and it hurts them in this life. But when their mind is set on doing bad deeds, it's something that carries with them their whole life and even into the next life. So he said it's most important that we set our minds on goodness, we set our minds on doing good things, that we set our minds away from doing evil deeds. Okay, I think that's all. So there's 3 things that I love. The final thing that I would say I love is I love being a monk, and I hope that's clear from the videos that I've been recording. This is the one thing that I could ever think of doing in my life. I couldn't ask for anything more, and I couldn't ask to be doing something better. There's nothing else in the world that I want to be more than what I am right now, and that's a monk, as far as externally. If I could think of one situation that I'd like to be in, it's the situation of the monk's life. And so this is one thing that I really love. I love being a monk. I love the structure and the rigor and the lifestyle, and the fact that I'm able to help people. I'm able to give something to people that's useful. Okay, so that's the answer to my answer to the question, what do you love?